Okay, to make the drawing for part 207-6-40, the cradle, we're going to go to File. It's a metric part, so when we click New, we'll come down to, let's make this a little bigger so we can see what's going on. We're going to come down to ANSI MMIDW. That's create the drawing file for it. Go ahead and click Base, and we'll put that view in there. And that's a little small for a page this size, so let's go ahead and double that, and then click OK. I'm going to click Project It, and I'm going to project this view over here and that view right there. And we'll put a view up here in the upper right-hand corner, click Create. But that view is way too big, so we'll go ahead and double-click on that red line, and we'll go back to it being 1-to-1. So now I can move this down a little bit. I want to position this to get things in there. Now, before we go any farther, whenever a machinist is making the parts, they always want to know where center points are and center lines. So we'll go here, and right here is where the center point is. So we'll put a center mark right there. And this one is a center line bisector. So what it's going to tell us is that this center line goes straight through the center here, and we'll click on this line and this line, and it'll put a center line bisector there. The center line bisector or center line would go right through that part right on this view, so we don't need to do that. So then when we click dimension, we want to make sure we dimension all the features. So we'll start by putting a dimension on the height of this. We want to know the height from here to here also. We want to know how much of this gets cut out over here, so we'll put a dimension that goes from, say, this endpoint to here. Right? We also want to know from this endpoint to the center point of that right there. So we should also want to put on here what the radius is of this, so we can put that in place. We want to know the width of this part and the length of the part. So we'll go from there to there. Alright. So we got the height, the length, and the width. Everything should be complete at this point. So we'll move on.